Okay, hello everyone. Ang lecture natin ngayon for DevPsych, I want to talk about the role of spirituality in children's emotional development. So dalawa ang variables na i-connect natin, spirituality and emotional development, ang konteksto sa mga bata. As always, basa muna ako ng biblical passage from Mark 9:42. But whoever causes one of these little ones, mga bata yan, who believe in me to stumble, it would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and were thrown into the sea. As I always say, these words are very strong words coming from Jesus Himself. And again, I want to emphasize na yung mga little ones dito, mga bata ito. Kaya natin kinokonekto sa children's emotional development. Paano natin nalaman ng mga bata yung sinasabi dyan? Kasi previous passage, Mark 9:36-37, merong kinuha si Jesus dito na bata. Parang ang picture dito nasa lap niya yung bata, and then siya yung ginamit niyang reference, yung bata, for the things that he is teaching. So as you can read here, he took a little child whom he placed among them, taking the child in his arms, he said to them, "Whoever welcomes one of these little children in my name welcomes me." And then fast forward, naging Mark 9:42, yung little ones dito, ang reference pa rin niya, yung bata. Okay? So, pag-usapan natin, given that passage, the role of spirituality in children's emotional development. Very important, alamin muna natin yung definition ng spirituality according to the APA. A concern for God and a sensitivity to religious experience which may include the practice of a particular religion. I want to emphasize on the word God. Kaya malaking word yan, kaya yan naka-yellow word, kasi ito talaga yung central figure of spirituality. It's all about God because God is the ultimate spirit. Hindi ka pwede magkaroon ng spirituality kung wala kang konsepto ng Diyos. Although in the literature, may mga definition of spirituality does not involve God, I beg to disagree. Okay, for me, ang spirituality talaga, from the word itself, spirit, has to involve the ultimate spirit, the source of all spirits, who is God. Maliwanag. So, kung isa-summarize natin yung definition ng spirituality, it goes something like this: thinking about, or when you apply ideas about God. Paano mo malalaman na spiritual na tao ka kapag ganyan ka? Yung iniisip mo, lagi may kinalaman sa Diyos. Yung mga ginagawa mo in your everyday life, laging related sa mga concepts, sa mga ideas in connection to God, the ultimate spirit. Tulad ng ito yung mga iniisip mo. Halimbawa, habang nagkakape ka sa Starbucks or habang nakaupo ka lang sa luneta, ito yung mga iniisip mo. Things like Jesus, salvation, paano ba maging banal, holiness, anong epekto sa iyo ng forgiveness, meron ba talagang afterlife? Ano nangyayari during afterlife? When you talk about morality, kung anong tama at mali. And of course, when you think about sharing the gospel. Yan, the good news about our salvation through Jesus. Lahat yan, kapag yan yung lagi mong iniisip, kapag yung mga ginagawa mo sa buhay mo may kinalaman sa mga words na yan, we can say na spiritual kang tao. And one more thing about spirituality, it is something that we can measure. Kaya natin yung sukatin, hindi yan tinatansya-tansya lang. O ito, lagi itong naka-white t-shirt, siguro spiritual to. O ito, siguro, lagi siyang may dalang Bible, kaya ito, spiritual to. In the field of psychology, pwede nating masukat gaano ka-spiritual yung tao via the use of different psychological tests. Tulad nito, i-zoom in natin. Yan, ang tawag dito, spirituality scale or SS in the literature. This is a scale na kapag sinagutan ng isang tao, may estimate natin gaano kataas yung spirituality niya. Another one would be the intrinsic spirituality scale. Very common scale din yan, 6 items lang para masukat natin kung gaano ka-spiritual yung tao. Now, i-connect na natin yung word na spirituality sa childhood. Actually, madali lang naman to. No? Now that we know what spirituality means, pag dinikit mo yung childhood spirituality, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, ano yung degree na yung isang bata, pinapaikot niya yung buhay niya sa mga spiritual ideas or spiritual behaviors. Gaano kadalas mag-internalize ang bata gaano siya ka-involved sa mga godly ideas is childhood spirituality. As you can see here in the picture, things like gaano kadalas siyang nagpe-pray, gaano kadalas siyang nagbabasa ng Bible, gaano kadalas siyang sumasali sa mga family activities sa may kinalaman sa spirituality such as praying or Bible study, involved ba siya sa mga activities sa simbahan. All of those things reflect childhood spirituality. Ang tanong, maganda ba na ang isang bata involved sa mga spiritual activities? Quick answer para hindi na kayo matagalan dyan, ang sagot, oo. It's very important for a child to be involved in spiritual activities because studies show, i-connect na natin sa EQ, ang mga bata na sumasama sa spiritual activities at tumataas yung spirituality nila, as a result of that, gumaganda yung emotional intelligence nila. As you can see here in the following articles. Download nyo na lang, basahin ninyo, pero ang common message dito, children whose spirituality is high, ano nangyayari? Gumaganda yung kanilang emotional intelligence. Childhood spirituality is a strong predictor of emotional intelligence. I-side comment ko lang ng konti, no? If you read the literature on this, hindi lang totoo to sa childhood, this is also true for the other life stages, all throughout life. Kapag mataas yung spirituality mo, gumaganda yung emotional intelligence mo. Of course, in this lecture, syempre, ang focus lang natin is on childhood. But again, this is true for all the life stages. Totoo yan sa adolescence, totoo yan sa middle adulthood, totoo yan sa old age. Focus lang natin ngayon is on childhood. Now, to be more specific, ano yung mga specific effects ng spirituality sa buhay ng isang bata, specifically in their EQ? Magandang basahin tong study na to by the Canadian Child Care Federation study. Ganda nung title nung study nila, The Link Between Spirituality and Emotional Well-Being in Children. I underlined the important words, tsaka yung mga mas malalaking words. This is an excerpt coming from this study. Recent literature within various disciplines notes that the significant notion of children's spirituality, ito na, it is a key component in shaping children's health and well-being. Pag maganda ang spirituality ng bata, gumaganda yung physical health nila, hindi sila masyado nagkakasakit. At the same time, tumataas yung well-being nila, or a more popular term is happiness. Mas maliligaya ang mga buhay ng mga bata na mataas ang spirituality. Indeed, spirituality is not only vital to human development, vital means important, so in the literature, talagang mahalaga. Hindi pwedeng wala ang spirituality sa development ng bata. Hindi lang pala siya vital, it is also an essential component in aspects of human life. Tulad ng health, sinabi na kanina yan, and even education. Meron ding contribution ang spirituality sa pagkakatuto ng bata whenever he or she is being educated. Gagawa natin ng ibang lecture yan, anong contribution ng spirituality sa education niya. In a majority of circumstances, sabi dito, the wonder, connectedness, and peace. Yun pala yung natural effects of spirituality, no? Wonder, connectedness, peace. Ang mga bata na highly spiritual, nakaka-experience ng mga words na yon, which are very good for mental health. Ulitin ko, wonder, connectedness, and peace. Paano makukuha ng mga bata yan? When they become spiritual. Other than that, sabi dito, ang spirituality is also linked to what? Altogether read, improved overall well-being and happiness. So, lahat na sinabi kong words dyan, lahat ng effect ng spirituality, magaganda talaga sa mental health ng mga bata. Meron pa palang isa, no? Let me continue. In fact, Boynton argued that through spirituality, pag mataas ang spirituality ng bata, children are embracing their what? Ayan na. Inner voice or spirit, and can experience enhanced well-being. Contributing factor daw yung spirituality to positive identity formation, mental wellness, well-being, health, and relationships. So ano ang common sa mga words na malalaki na naka-underline? Lahat yan, nangyayaring magaganda yung mga yan kapag mataas ang spirituality ng bata. Wala akong binasa dyan na negative ang effect ng spirituality sa bata, basta ang bottom line, if children have high levels of spirituality, maganda ang effect sa kanilang well-being. But let's go back to this study by the Canadian Child Care Federation study. Does it make sense? Ang tanong, bakit kapag ang spirituality ng bata mataas, they experience these positive things? Anong meron sa spirituality? Dito na ngayon papasok yung emotional intelligence, also known as EQ. Kasi kapag ang bata mataas ang level of spirituality, as the child becomes highly spiritual, na-enhance yung emotional intelligence. So ang application dito, kung gusto mong gumanda yung emotional intelligence ng bata, what do? Pataasin mo yung spirituality niya. I-enhance mo yung spirituality niya. Yan na yung byproduct. Yan na yung effect. Kapag ini-enhance mo yung spirituality ng bata, matik sa Tagalog, matik na magiging maganda yung EQ niya. And for those of you who are not familiar, ang EQ may 4 domains yan. Self-awareness, as you can see, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. Again, as the child becomes spiritual, hindi talaga maiiwasan sa spirituality, pinapalakas ang spirituality yung 4 components na yan, kaya gumaganda yung overall EQ. Okay, so let me just discuss this one by one. Paano nakakaapekto ang spirituality sa self-awareness? Anong tinuturo ng spirituality na nagpapaganda sa self-awareness ng bata? For example, when the Bible teaches the following things to the child. Unang-una, tuturuan ng Bible yung bata kung ano yung nature niya. Genesis 1:27 yan. So, matututunan ng bata na siya, hindi pala siya galing sa kalawakan, hindi pala siya nag-evolve sa unggoy, ginawa siya ng isang makapangyarihang Diyos in His own image. That's where it starts. Nagkakaroon siya ng positive identity. And from there, everything starts. Nare-realize niya na kinakailangan niya ng respeto, nare-realize niya na meron siyang value bilang tao, nare-realize niya na yung buhay niya hindi kanya because he or she was just created. It all starts with that understanding kung sino siya. Gawa siya ng isang makapangyarihang Diyos. Other than that, after niya matutunan yan, the Bible will also teach the child the fact that that God who made him or her loves him or her. Mapagmahal yung Diyos na yan. Sabi sa Romans 5:8, but God proves His love for us in this, while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Sa sobrang mahal ng Diyos, yung creatures niya, binigay niya, pati yung buhay niya for them. See? So, dyan ngayon ma-enhance yung self-awareness ng bata. Ganun pala ako. I am a spiritual being created by a loving God, and that God loves me so much. So, na-enhance yung self-awareness niya. After that, ma-enhance naman yung self-management niya. Again, yun yung pangalawa, no? Balikan natin. Ito yon, self-management. Kapag yung bata, highly spiritual, ang ituturo sa kanya sa self-management is this. Paano mo kontrolin yung mga negative emotions mo? And one of the teachings in the Bible is gratitude. Sabi ni Paul, give thanks in every circumstance, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. Why is this God's will? Bakit gusto ng Diyos na lagi tayong giving thanks to any circumstances? Because God knows, the ultimate psychologist knows, that gratitude is good for our spiritual health. So, merong emotional management technique na tinuturo ang Bible sa mga bata. Kaya na-enhance yung EQ nila when they become spiritual. Next, social awareness. Ang social awareness naman, tuturuan ka ng mga social skills, emotional skills that will help you relate better with people around you. Given that ituturo ng Bible sa bata, etong mga skills na to, dapat sympathetic ka sa iba. You love other people. Be tender-hearted and be humble. Huwag kang mayabang. Kapag yung bata ginawa ito, in-apply niya to sa mga kaklase niya, in-apply niya to sa mga kalaro niya, halos lahat ng kaklase at kalaro niya gusto siya. So, magiging maayos yung relationship niya sa mga tao sa paligid niya. Na-enhance yung social awareness niya. The Bible also teaches children relationship management. Kapag may mga problems and conflicts in the relationship, ano ang dapat gawin? Ano yung mga emotional skills na dapat i-apply para umayos yung problema sa relationships? Tinuturo sa Ephesians. Pag may problema, be kind and tender-hearted to one another, What do? Forgiving each other just as in Christ God forgave you. So yung bata, meron siyang kagalit na kaklase, nai-stress siya sa pagpasok sa school araw-araw kasi lagi niyang nakikita yon, in-apply niya to. Nilapitan niya yung kaklase niya, nakipag-ayos siya, naging maganda yung relationship niya, natanggal yung stress niya. Relationship management ang tawag doon. So as you can see in those previous slides, ano nangyari? As the child becomes more spiritual, tinuturuan siya ng Bible na i-enhance yung 4 domains of emotional intelligence. And from there, that's why it makes sense. Nasagot ko na yung tanong dito, does it make sense? Yes, it makes sense kung bakit ang mga bata, kapag nagiging spiritual, umaayos ang emotional intelligence. Diba ang ganda ng role ng spirituality sa buhay ng mga bata? Unfortunately, in our society today, meron tayong problema. Ang problema natin ngayon is, it seems like, yung mga tao na bumababa ang spirituality, feeling nila, okay yung mababa ang spirituality. In fact, no, in these reports coming from SWS, coming from the Manila Times, these are not good news. Bottom line, sa mga news na to, ang mga Pilipino raw bumababa ang level of spirituality as reflected in these numbers. Konti na lang nagba-Bible study, konti na lang pumupunta sa mga simbahan, konti na lang nagtitiwala kay Lord, konti na lang naniniwala kay Lord that He exists. These are not good things. Unfortunately, in our popular culture today, sineselebrate pa yung mga ganyang balita. May mga tao, believe it or not, ang interpretation nila dyan, this is human progress daw. Tanda raw ito na ang mga tao nagiging open-minded na, nagiging liberated na, nagiging, progressive na raw. Ito raw ay tanda ng pag-unlad ng kaisipan ng mga tao na lumalayo tayo sa mga ideas of the spiritual world. Which again, I beg to disagree because in the first place, we are spiritual beings. We have to be doing spiritual activities. We have to be thinking about spiritual ideas. Kabaliktaran yung nangyayari dito. At marami, nagdiriwang pa na ganyan tayo. Now, if you connect this news to those things I've mentioned above, such as this, spirituality enhances emotional intelligence, you connect the dots. Pero ang mga tao today, pababa ng pababa ang spirituality, anong implication nun? Marami mga tao ngayon, may problema emotionally. Got that? Kaya sabi ko nga, hindi ito good news. And to add, bakit ba kapag hindi ka nagiging spiritual, bumabagsak yung emotional well-being mo? Anong meron sa mababa ang spirituality? Anong negative effect nun sa tao kapag mababa ang spirituality niya? Kasi kapag mababa ang spirituality, imbis na na-enhance yung 4 domains, ano nangyayari? Pumapalpak yung 4 domains. Because when people have low levels of spirituality, may pumapalit na values. Yan yung nangyayari sa society natin everyday. So, mababa ang spirituality ng mga tao, people forget about God, people don't think about God, people don't do things about God, papalitan yan ng kultura ng materialism and moral relativism. Yan, wag nyo na isipin yung Diyos, wag nyo nang isipin yung afterlife. Don't read the Bible. Focus kayo sa dalawang yan. Maging materialist kayo, pakinggan nyo yung mga sarili ninyo. Materialism, ito yung paniniwala that all that matters in this life are material things, lalong-lalo na pera. Yan. Pinakamahalaga ang pera. Ang value mo, depende gaano kalaki ang savings mo sa bangko mo. Pag marami kang savings, marami kang pera, VIP ka. Pag konti lang pera mo, tumabi ka. Yan. Yan ang materialism. Bilin mo yung mga bagay na gusto mo kasi deserve mo yan. Yun, yung mga ganyang ideas, very connected to materialism. Moral relativism naman, ginagawa mong Diyos yung sarili mo in a way that you determine what's right from what's wrong, what's good from what's bad. So yung morality mo dito, base yan sa feelings mo. Kung feel mong tama, edi tama. Kung feel mong mali, edi mali. Ang mahalaga na e-express mo yung sarili mo, ipakita mo kung sino ka. How you see the world is the basis of morality. Kung sa tingin mo tama ang premarital sex, tama yon. Wag mong sabihin na mali ako, respect mo ako. Yon. Kaya sa moral relativism, uso rin yung word na respect. Respect mo na lang ako kung yan yung iniisip ko. Kung sa tingin ko, 2 plus 2 equals 5, respect mo na lang ako. Yan. Yan yung mga ideas na pumapalit sa spirituality. So when people's spirituality goes low, ito naman yung mga na-enhance. Materialism and moral relativism. Ano ngayon ang problema sa materialism and relativism? Oh, for those of you with quick minds, right? Ano ang natural effect niyan in connection to emotional intelligence? Materialism and moral relativism are very self-centered. Ang focus niyan, sarili ng tao. So, ang nangyayari sa EQ, nagkakaroon ngayon ng imbalance. Remember, ang sabi ni Daniel Goleman, one of the gurus in EQ, ang EQ dapat balanse. Your ability to deal with yourself as well as with other people's emotions. Yun ang problema. Kapag ito ang in-internalize ng mga bata, ito ang in-internalize ng mga tao, ano nangyayari? Namamaga yung self, nalilimutan yung others. Because again, materialism and moral relativism by nature are self-centered values. So papamagain niya, lolobo yung ego ng mga tao the more they apply materialism and moral relativism. So ang ma-enhance yung self-awareness and self-management, pero palpak dito sa social awareness and relationship management. And believe it or not, marami mga tao ngayon, especially young people, isama na rin natin, young children, ganyan ang itsura ng EQ. Namamaga ang self, ang galing-galing umintindi ng sarili, pero palpak sa pag-intindi, palpak sa pag-interact sa ibang tao. May kakilala ba kayong ganyan? Or baka ikaw mismo, ganyan. Diba? Pahanap-hanap ka pa sa paligid mo, ikaw mismo ganyan. Ang galing-galing mo sa sarili mo, pero hindi mo ma-handle yung emotions ng ibang tao. Kung ganun ka, ibig sabihin, baka nabiktima ka na ng popular culture na ganyan ang ginawa sa'yo. In-inflate na niyang in-inflate. Pinalobo na niyang pinalobo yung self mo, trinain ka na para kalimutan yung presence ng ibang tao. And this is not a good thing if you study the literature. Ano nangyayari sa mga tao na overinflated ang self? Kinakalimutan yung ibang tao, it's very prone to a number of psychological disorders. Yan, as you can see here, basahin nyo na lang tong article na to. Very good read. Yan. So, kapag mataas ang score mo sa selfishness questionnaire, kasi nga, ganito ka, ano nangyayari? Yan. It leads to reduced levels of mindfulness. I-research nyo lang kung ano yung mindfulness, but for this lecture, ang ibig sabihin yan, kapag mababa ang mindfulness mo, nagiging prone ka sa number of psychological disorders, tulad ng, magbigay ako ng isa, depression. Kasi mababa yung mindfulness mo. Eh, ba't bumaba yung mindfulness mo? Ano nagpababa dyan? Masyadong inflated yung self. Eh, bakit naging masyadong inflated yung self? Ito kasi, yung mga values na nire-reinforce kapag mababa yung spirituality ng tao. Kaya para hindi mangyari to, maiwasan natin yung pag-inflate ng self, anong gagawin natin? We have to be sustaining high levels of spirituality of children and other people. Yon. In fact, no, meron pa akong gustong basahin na report in connection to this. Dahil mababa ang spirituality ng mga bata ngayon, nagkaroon ngayon ng report. Ito, yung country report, 2022, Strengthening Mental Health and Psychosocial Support Systems and Services. In an excerpt coming from this report, dinescribe na hindi maganda ang mental health ng marami mga kabataan ngayon. And I would attribute this to this. Mababa ang spirituality ng marami mga kabataan ngayon, napapalitan ng materialism at moral relativism. Now we are suffering the consequences. What are those consequences? Let me read. Children and adolescents aged 0 to 18 years in the Philippines experience a substantial burden of poor mental health. Again, if you're gonna ask me, saan natin pwedeng isisi to? Mababa kasi yung spirituality ng mga tao ngayon. Modeled estimates from the 2019 Global Burden of Disease Study indicate that mental disorders and self-harm accounted that year for around 13% of the total burden of disease among 10 to 19 years olds. Grabe, mga bata talaga to. Let me continue. Among younger adolescents and children aged 5 to 14 years, mental disorders were the third leading cause of poor health as of 2019, with conduct disorder and anxiety disorder, ang dami palang may ganyan, alone accounting for almost 6% of the total burden of disease in this age group. 1 in 8 adolescents aged 10 to 19 and 1 in 17 children aged 5 to 9, mga bata talaga to middle childhood, were estimated to have a mental disorder, including developmental disorder. Again, if you're gonna ask me, bakit ganyan ang profile ng maraming kabataan ngayon? Ito na yung mga values na na-internalize nila. Materialism and moral relativism, na mabaga yung sarili nila, disregard of other people. In the first place, bakit nangyari yan? Mababa kasi yung spirituality ng mga kabataan ngayon. Kaya sabi ko nga, this is not something that people need to celebrate about. Imbis na celebration, imbis na tignan to as something progressive, dapat ito maging national emergency. That young people nowadays, Filipinos in general, pababa ng pababa ang spirituality, pataas ang materialism and moral relativism, and now based on this report, we are suffering these consequences. Kaya, as we close this lecture, ang practical applications ko are the following. I-connect na natin yung spiritual development sa emotional development ng mga bata. Number 1, as a parent, you should enhance your own spirituality. Shout out to those parents listening to this. If there is one thing na dapat na mo-model sa inyo ng mga anak ninyo, would be your spirituality. Kasi kapag maganda ang spirituality ng parent, maayos ang relationship niya kay God, gumagawa siya ng mga spiritual activities, nakakapin ng bata yon. That's one way for you to train your child spiritually. You start by enhancing your own spirituality. Kung ano ang relationship ng parent kay God, most likely ganun din ang magiging relationship ng bata with God habang nagmamature siya. Number 2, expose children in church activities. Ito mahalaga talaga to. Maghanap kayo ng religious community, ipasok niyo yung mga bata doon, ipa-involve niyo sila sa different activities in that religious community. O kaya nga sabi ko, bad news ito Going back to those news, marami mga kabataan ngayon are not even involved in church activities. Pero nasa mall. Laman ng mga arcades. Diba? More than going to the mall, more than going to the arcades to play games, mas maganda na yung activity na ginagawa nila may kinalaman sa spirituality. Kaya maganda talaga na ang mga bata, pag pinupunta sa church, ini-involve sila sa mga activities where their spirituality is being enhanced. Like for example, in this church, meron silang tinatawag na kids church that I really, really admire. Maganda yung ganyang programa. Diba, yung mga magulang, dadalhin yung mga anak nila sa church na to, tapos yung mga anak nila, tuturuan ng mga spiritual ideas every Sunday. Ang ganda ng philosophy ng ng vision mission ng kids church. A ministry for children aged 0 to 12 years old that works in partnership with parents to develop in kids a lifelong love for scripture, which is an expression of spirituality. Tumataas ang spirituality ng bata kapag meron siyang love for scripture, godly character, and leadership in a fun and exciting discipleship environment. Again, discipleship is another spirituality word. Na kapag ang bata in-involve mo sa mga ganyan, again, tataas yung spirituality nila. Ganda ng vision, to train the next generation to honor God and make disciples, which is ganyan naman talaga dapat ang ginagawa ng mga spiritual beings like us. Honor God and make disciples. Maganda na sinisimulan mo ito sa mga bata pa lang. Kaya habang lumalaki sila, ito yung nagiging foundation nila. That they are created to honor God and make disciples. Di bata pa lang mataas yung spirituality, habang nagmamature siya, nagiging maganda yung development niya. Kasi maganda yung foundation niya. Maganda yung spiritual foundation niya. Right? Bakit naging ganyan yung bata? Bakit maaga pa lang maganda na yung spirituality? Kasi nga, in-expose mo sa mga church activities. Kaya sana wala na magsasabi dyan na huwag muna natin dali sa simbahan yung bata kasi bata pa yan. No. Halos lahat ng church na alam ko, meron namang mga ganyang programs. Na maganda, dapat pinapa-attend yung mga bata dyan. Number 4, another application. Number 3 pa pala. Normalize spiritual discussions at home. Hindi lang dapat puro cartoons yung pinag-uusapan sa bahay. Hindi lang puro mga nangyari sa school ang pinag-uusapan sa bahay. Dapat yung mga parents dinidiscuss din sa mga anak nila yung mga spiritual topics. Topics like sin, topics like God, topics like ano ang lesson sa story ni David and Goliath, ano ang lesson sa story ni Jonah in the Bible. Yan yung mga dapat mga topics na pinag-uusapan inside the homes. And who should initiate that? Sino dapat nag-open ng mga ganun topics? Siyempre, parents. So habang kumakain ng dinner kasama yung mga bata, yan yung mga dapat pinag-uusapan. Diba? Magsasama lagi ng something spiritual para tumataas yung spirituality ng bata. Number 4, avail spiritual literature. Dapat ang mga bata sa bahay, meron silang access sa mga spiritual resources. Nangunguna syempre dyan, Bible. Ang mga bata dapat tinuturuan kung paano magbasa ng Bible, paano mag-interpret ng Bible, at yung pagpunta nga sa mga kids church na to, makakatulong. Kasi isa yan sa mga training sa mga bata dito, no? Exposure sa Bible, i-interpret yung Bible in the right way. Ano yung mga lessons from different Bible stories. As kids learn this, tumataas yung level of spirituality nila. Yan. Kaya dapat merong spiritual library inside the homes of children. Mag-invest kayo ng mga libro na may kinalaman sa spirituality that children can read habang lumalaki sila. And last one, number 5, integrate spiritual activities into family rituals. Sinabi ko na kanina yan, habang nagdi-dinner, talk about spiritual things. Maganda rin na yung family merong quiet time. Ibig sabihin ng quiet time, every day, magsaset aside ka ng 15 to 20 minutes, tuturuan mo yung bata to read the Bible and pray to God, talk to God about anything that the child thinks or feels. Huwag mo lang tinuturuan yung bata na makipag-usap sa kaibigan. Turuan mo siya na makipag-usap sa creator niya. Yun, quiet time yun. Turuan mo paano magdasal. Punta ulit kayo sa mga church nyo and then sumali kayo sa mga ganyang activities. It could be a family ritual every year. Uma-attend kayo ng family day. Not only tumataas ang spirituality ng mga bata dito, na-enhance pa yung relationship ng mga parents sa mga bata. Diba? Double purpose. Kaya okay talaga yung mga ganyang activities. O, i-connect na natin yung opening passage natin. Bakit natin binasa yung Mark 9:42? I want to emphasize on the first statement by Jesus. Sabi, but whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to stumble. Pag ginawa mo raw yun, you cause little children to stumble, nako, mas maganda raw ito pa mangyari sa'yo. So, ang tanong paano? How do you think we can cause children to stumble? Siyempre, ang kausap ni Kristo dito, mga adults, di ba? Yung bata dito, reference lang niya. So, ang assumption dito, sino itong mga tao who can cause children to stumble? Adults. Ang tanong, ano yung mga behaviors ng mga adults that can make children stumble? Ito yon. Numbers 1, 2, and 3. Kapag adult ka, may hawak kang bata, and you are not teaching the child the foundation of spirituality, you are causing that child to stumble. Adult ka, pero tinuturuan mo ng mali yung bata tungkol sa spirituality, you are causing that child to stumble. Adult ka, parent ka, pero dinideny mo sa bata yung existence of spirituality, tinuturuan mo siyang walang Diyos, tinuturuan mo siyang walang spirits, walang soul, tinuturuan mo siyang galing siya sa unggoy, you are causing that child to stumble. Yan. Kaya sana, yung mga adults na nakikinig, kung meron kayo mga bata na hinahandle, hindi nyo to ginagawa sa kanila. Rather, sana, yung i-apply nyo yung kabaliktaran ng numbers 1 to 3. Turuan nyo sila tungkol sa spirituality, ituro nyo sa kanila yung mga tamang ideas about spirituality, at ipakilala nyo sa kanila yung existence ng spiritual world. Na kapag namatay sila, may afterlife, meron silang Diyos na makikita. Yan yung mga dapat tinuturo sa mga bata for them not to stumble. Unfortunately, because of our popular culture today, I think many adults are guilty of this. Maraming pinapatamaan si Kristo dito sa passage na to na nag-a-apply pa rin ngayon in today's society. Kasi marami mga adults, numbers 1, 2, and 3, yan yung tinuturo sa mga bata that explains, asan na yon? That explains this. You see the connection? Yung mga adults natin ngayon in different levels of the society, from family to media, right? Sometimes even teachers na hindi naniniwala sa Diyos, they are causing little children to stumble spiritually. Ito yung mga tinuturo nila. Yan. Numbers 1 to 3. So, ano nagiging effect? Ito. Yan. Dahil ito yung nai-internalize sa mga bata, ito yung nagiging effect. Psychologically, ano nangyayari? Yung report ngayon ng binasa ko kanina. Bumababa ang mga mental health ng mga kabataan ngayon because of that. Kaya again, sabihin ko sa inyo, this is not something that we need to celebrate on. We have to be concerned kung bakit nangyayari ito. Many adults today are causing young people today to stumble. So I hope this lecture nakatulong para hindi mangyari yan. Maganda ang spirituality sa emotional development ng mga kabataan. Okay? So that ends my short lecture today. Sana marami kayong natutunan. If you have any questions or comments, ilagay nyo lang dyan sa comment section. Sir Howard here. Hanggang sa susunod na lecture. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.